I'm gonna be writing for 24 hours. Welcome to a brand new vlog. I'm so excited for this video. I'm so excited for this challenge. I'm ready. If you're new here, hi, my name is Diane. I'm an indie author. I have one book out currently. It's a little poetry collection called In the Interest of Letting Go. I also work in film and television, and I make videos about my life and my writing process and all that stuff here on YouTube, and you're watching one of them, so subscribe if you like the vibe. Today we are doing a 24-hour writing challenge. I don't know if there are any kind of set rules out there for these types of challenges, but I'm just gonna make up my own rules. Just kind of based on how I work best, how I function. I think that's the best way to go. I'm currently working on draft 5 of my debut contemporary novel, and I'm nearing the deadline. I'm gonna be sending this draft to beta readers on the 15th of October. Today's currently October 9th. It's Wednesday. My main objective with this challenge is just to dedicate a significant amount of time to working on this novel. So here's a quick breakdown. It's a simple challenge. I've made the rules fairly simple, and I have room to give myself some grace. Essentially, I am breaking up the 24 hours into 2 12-hour days. I don't think I could possibly work for 24 hours straight non-stop without sleeping or anything, so breaking it up over 2 days. The only real rule that I have is I need to spend at least 15 minutes of every hour working on my book. If I don't get at least 15 minutes of work done on my book every hour, then that hour does not count. I've made myself a quick little tracker just to kind of make things fun. Super simple. I just have the hour and then the progress that I've made and then the actual amount of time I spent in that hour working on the novel, because I'd like to see. I'm not really one to track my time working on things, and I always kind of regret it because I really want to know how much time I've spent on anything. So for the next 2 days, I will be tracking the actual amount of time that I've spent as best as I can. We'll see how well I can keep up with that tracker. As far as how I'm going to be tracking the progress, because I'm mostly revising, there will definitely be some writing, especially in these next few chapters. The way I've decided to track it is just by word count. So at the end of every hour, I'm going to see how far in the draft I've gotten. So I'm going to make note of kind of where I start and where I stop, and then I'm gonna just count how many words are there, and that'll be my progress. And yeah, it's about 9:15 right now, so I have 45 minutes left in this hour. I think I'm gonna start with a 20 to 30 minute sprint. I definitely don't want to burn myself out, and the reason why I've made my kind of minimum amount of time working on Ben every hour 15 minutes is because I do want to allow myself time to take breaks, because I know if I don't take breaks it won't be sustainable for me. I won't be able to go for 12 hours, so I'm allowing myself breaks to move around. I want to do a little bit of yoga, maybe go for a little bit of a walk. I also want to do some video editing. I gotta do some beta reading. I'll do little things around the house just to kind of mix things up a little bit. I'm also planning over the next 2 days to try to switch up my environment a little bit. Another thing I know that will severely hinder me is if I just sit in one spot for 12 hours. So I am going to move around a little bit, not only in my own space here, but I am hoping to go to a little cafe. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'll give you little updates as we go. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. It might be a long one, bear with me. But I'm really excited to push myself and try this challenge, because I've definitely never attempted anything like this before, and I feel like I have trouble concentrating for long periods of time. So I'm hoping the way that I've kind of set it up for myself, it'll allow me to get a lot of work done, but also not go crazy. Some quick opening stats. I am currently at 68,771 words in the draft. The way I've been tackling these revisions is I add one chapter at a time to the new draft from draft 4. So every time I complete a chapter, then I copy and paste the old chapter and then start working on that chapter until I'm done, and then add the next one. So that's what we're doing. I have my tracker, I have my notes from draft 4, and I have the actual annotated draft 4 here. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling ready. I'm a little hungry, but I'm gonna wait to make breakfast after my first sprint to make sure that I get some work done in this hour. Wish me luck, and definitely keep watching if you want to know whether or not I actually get any work done and make it through this 24-hour challenge. If you'd like to support me in this challenge and just life in general, and also help me with the algorithm gods, don't forget to click the like button because it really helps out my channel. Okay, it's 9:23. I gotta get started. finishing up hour 3. It's 11:56 right now. I have done my bend sprint for the hour. I'm gonna take a little bit of a longer break and do a shorter sprint for hour 4 because I'm having a not so great physical health day. Like I'm feeling pains and stuff. But for the most part, I feel pretty good. And so during that sprint, I did finish chapter 26. I'm about 500 words into the first scene of chapter 27. This first scene is a little bit over 2,000 words. The scene is pretty solid. I don't really have like developmental changes to make. I'm just kind of tweaking some things, adding in a few lines here and there that I feel like I need. The second scene in this chapter is going to need a bit of work because I am changing a detail. I still technically haven't decided what I'm changing it to, but I do have a gist of it, so I'm just gonna kind of start and see if it just comes to me, you know? I'm gonna embrace the little pantser in me and just kind of go with it and see what comes up. As far as my focus and momentum and stuff, like I am feeling pretty good. I mean, we're only 3 hours in, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hopeful. I think I can get this chapter done hopefully in the next 2 sprints, so hopefully within the next 2 hours. I think soon I'll try to change up the scenery a little bit. Maybe I'll move into my office or just move up on the couch. I think I need a little bit of a change soon. But yeah, that's the update for hour 3. I don't know if I mentioned how many words I had revised in that sprint, but I got 803 words in a 30-minute sprint. So feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go make some food and then get right back into it. So I just wrapped up hour 6 of this challenge. I'm halfway through day 1. Took a little break to eat, and then I did a coat of, I'm painting my nails, so I did a coat of nail polish. And then I just finished up a 30-minute sprint, and I got through about 391 words. This sprint went a little bit slower because I'm in the second scene of chapter 27, and this is the one where I have to kind of make the changes that I wasn't quite sure of. I have figured out the detail that I'm changing, so I'm in the process of changing that. And because of that, I've had to do a lot more rewriting than I have had to so far, which feels good. I'm kind of drafting new words. So it was a little bit slow to start as I kind of had to do a little bit of research to figure out exactly what I wanted that detail to be, but I feel good about what I've chosen. It makes sense. It makes sense for the character, especially because of something that I mentioned in a previous chapter. So it's all kind of coming together. Right now the scene is sitting at about 763 words, and I'm roughly halfway through that. So I feel like definitely in this next sprint I'll be able to get this chapter done, which is very exciting. I really want to get at least 3 chapters done today. My lower back is starting to bother me a little bit, but I think I'm going to do one more sprint here, and then I'll probably use my break to do maybe a little stretching, a little yoga, and then I'm probably going to move into my office. Although my office is such a mess, I'm literally going to have to like clear off my desk of all the junk that's on there just to be able to work on it. So we'll see. I'll go in there and see how I feel. I've yet to kind of work on anything else today, really. I meant to alternate my sprints between doing some writing, video editing, and some beta reading, but I haven't been able to do that. I might throw in a few video editing sprints, but I know I can kind of get a little bit carried away with video editing, so I think I might just save it until I'm done my 12 hours for the day. We'll see. I know that I need to get some editing done, so I'll have to figure that out, but it's been feeling really good so far to kind of just focus on my book, like just work on my book all day. It feels good, even though I have yet to do a full hour session. We're 6 hours in and I'm still focused. I'm still wanting to keep writing, wanting to keep revising, and I think that's a good sign. So it's just after 3. It's 3:05 right now. I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna start my 3 o'clock writing sprint, and I'll just see where that takes me. I'll give you an update a little bit later. So it's hour 8. It's 4:30 right now, so I need to get some writing done. I think I'm gonna do a 25-minute sprint in this hour. I'm gonna be typing on my little keyboard that I got because of my patrons over on Patreon. So grateful. Every time I look at this thing, it just makes me so happy. So we're gonna do a little bit of work in here. It does make me a little sad to be in here currently. I still haven't done anything with Goose's cage. It's still the same way it was when I took him out the other day to take him to the vet. Plus it's really messy in here because I haven't really done anything. I took the bookshelves out of here, so it's just a little sad in here. But yeah, I'm gonna start this next sprint. I am on chapter 28. It's just the one scene, but it is a pretty significant scene. Things are happening, and I'm only about 200 words into this scene, and it's currently sitting at about 1,560, so still a ways to go, and I'm definitely tweaking a lot of stuff in here. I'm changing the dialogue quite a bit because of things that I've changed, so it might take me a little bit to get through this scene, but I think I'll be able to get through it definitely today. I don't want to let myself get too stuck in it. I have already kind of written a few notes. This is the scene that I had written some notes for. Some new bits of dialogue that came to me while I was doing another scene. So I have, you know, I know essentially what the changes are that I'm making. I just feel like I don't have it all exactly planned out, but I don't mind that, especially when it comes to dialogue. Sometimes I'll literally go into a scene being like, okay, I know that they need to talk about this thing, but I don't know how they get there. I don't know exactly what they say about it. I don't know how it ends. I don't know any of that. And I just kind of let myself, you know, ride the wave, just go with the flow. And usually it's pretty bad, but also there's like some gold in there. And I think that's kind of what I need to do. I just got to get it all out, and then I can continue to shape it and make it sound good. Okay, I need to start this sprint because we're running out of time. It's 4:35. I'm going to do a 25-minute sprint. 25 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Officially wrapped up hour 9 in my first 12-hour day. I'm feeling pretty good as far as my desire to keep working on the novel. I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit fatigued and just a little restless, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. This last session, the last sprint that I did was a 55-minute sprint. I basically worked on it for the whole hour, and that felt really good. I really wanted to finish this chapter, and I did. I've officially finished chapter 28, so I'm moving on to chapter 29. I feel good about this scene. I definitely had a decent base to work with, but I knew that it needed a bit more. And in the notes that I got in my manuscript critique from my editor, she kind of mentioned not necessarily this scene, but something kind of pertaining to this scene, like what the scene is about. And I knew that it was something that I needed to kind of just expand on a little bit because these certain things weren't very clear. So I feel like I've definitely expanded on things that kind of just needed a bit more. And I'm honestly feeling really good about that. I think it still needs a little bit of finessing, but I've added like almost 300 words. It's definitely a lot better than it was, and I love that. I love that so much. It feels right. Like it feels like it's getting there. It's very close to being there. I'm really curious to see how my beta readers like it, what they have to say about it. We'll see. But for right now, I'm very happy with this scene currently. So yeah, this is where we're at for the day. These are just kind of marking where when I finish a chapter, I just put a little red asterisk so I know I've completed a chapter during that sprint. But yeah, we're going into hour 10. It's already 6:20, so I have only 40 minutes to get some writing done. I think I'm gonna move around a little bit. I don't know if I wanna go back out onto the couch. I haven't decided yet. I feel like things are definitely flowing here. There's something, I don't know, there's something about sitting at a desk and typing. It feels different. It feels like I'm all business, you know, and I like that. I'm liking that a lot. I'm just gonna quickly peek ahead to the next chapter. Right, the next chapter is 2 scenes, and one of them is just over 600 words. And the second scene, which is another kind of significant scene, is just over 2,000 words. So I don't know if I'll finish this chapter tonight, but we're definitely gonna get as far into it as possible. Okay, I'm gonna move around a little bit, get some water. I'm parched, I'm so thirsty. So I just finished hour 12 of my 24-hour writing challenge, and I'm tired. I was definitely struggling in the last 2 sprints. I had lost a bit of steam, and I'm at a scene in chapter 29 where there's a conversation, and the main issue was that a lot of what they kind of talked about we already knew, like it was already kind of in the dialogue, or it already, like we knew it already. It wasn't any new information. So I wanted to change the dialogue a little bit to kind of reveal a little bit more. So it took a little while, but I made it a little bit better. I definitely am going to be coming back to this to tweak the dialogue further, but I'm okay with it for now. So I finished the first scene of chapter 29. I'm calling it done for now. And then I just kind of started. I think I got like 100 and something words into the second scene of chapter 29, which is over 2,000 words. So I feel good about tackling this scene tomorrow, like starting with this scene tomorrow, even though I know it needs a lot of work. I feel like it'll be good to start the day with this scene because I'll be hopefully more energized and just my brain will be functioning at a higher frequency, I think, tomorrow morning than it is right now after 12 hours of working on my book. It's just about 9 p.m. right now. I think I'm just gonna kind of do a couple of things around the house. I might try to do some video editing because I did not do any video editing today, but we'll see. I just wanted to give you some stats for the first 12 hours of this 24-hour writing challenge. So in the first 12 hours, I revised 3 chapters completely, and in total revised 6,774 words. As far as the actual amount of time that I spent working on my book today, even though I did technically work on my book every hour for 12 hours, the actual amount of time that I spent working, I counted all my sprints, 6 hours and 15 minutes. It honestly feels like I worked on it a lot longer than that, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, the math is mathin'. I got receipts. So I mean, really, if you break it down, that's roughly 1,000 words an hour that I am revising. That's not bad. And definitely this cluster of chapters, as well as the next couple, the rest of the book is in need of a lot of revising. So being able to revise about 1,000 words every hour isn't, you know, I'm not complaining. I was expecting to get a bit more stir crazy and like restless earlier in the day. I got a little bit near the end, but I was still easily able to power through, and there was never really a time where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to look at this anymore. I'm glad that even though I've spent so much time with this book in the last 5 years, I still love it and I'm still showing up for it. I'm still trying to make it the best that I possibly can. I think that's really special, and I hope that shows when I release it out into the world and people read it. Anyway, I'm going to start winding down. I'll probably do a little bit of editing. I don't know, we'll see. I gotta clean up the kitchen. I gotta get back to the rest of my life now, but I'm excited for tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 2 of my 24-hour write-a-thon, revise-a-thon. It's about 9:15 right now, so I do need to get a writing sprint done in this hour, but I have a little bit of time. I woke up feeling a little bit like I'm kind of getting sick. It's definitely getting cooler here, and I'm loving it. I'm living for it. It's giving fall all day, and I love that. I've been struggling a bit with my sinuses lately, and definitely this morning I woke up feeling a little bit more congested than usual. I might be getting sick. I don't know. Hopefully it gets better as the day goes on. It just kind of clears up. Usually that's what happens, but it was a little rougher this morning. So I did wake up a little bit later than usual. I usually wake up somewhere between 6:30 and 7-ish. I got out of bed at 8:30 this morning, so I didn't quite have enough time to do my usual morning things before getting into some writing, but that's okay. I still plan on going to a cafe today to get some words in, do some sprints. I think I'm gonna do this first sprint and then use my break to get ready for the day. Do another sprint here and then go to the cafe. I still want to go a little bit earlier in the day. I don't know. I haven't really gone there all that much, so I don't know when the busy hours are. There's definitely a number of tables in there, but there's only a few good tables that are kind of in the corner. I don't really like working on my laptop in public in a spot where people like can just walk around me and stuff and see what I'm working on. So I'm hoping to have a free table that's kind of in a spot that's a little bit more, you know, secluded. So we'll see. Hopefully one of those spots are open this morning. If not, it's fine. I'll suck it up and I'll just sit wherever works. But yeah, that is the plan for today. Another thing that I want to do today as well, I was kind of looking over stuff yesterday. After my 12-hour day was over, I was just kind of looking ahead at the chapters, and I think I'm going to bounce around a bit today because there are a few chapters that are kind of on the shorter side, and they're meant to be mostly on the shorter side. They're definitely quicker paced chapters, so they're meant to stay mostly as they are, and I don't think there's a lot of developmental work that needs to be done in them, so I feel like I'll get through them a lot quicker. So I think I want to bounce around to the chapters that I know I can get done fairly quickly, just so I can knock a bunch of them off today. That would be ideal. So I'll be doing a bit of that today. I think I'm going to leave some of the bigger ones for a little bit later. And yeah, I think I'm gonna start with a 30-minute sprint. We are on hour 13 of 24. Let's get into it. Okay, just wrapped up hour 14. I revised about 438 words. I'm reworking a lot of dialogue and kind of adding things in and taking things out. So it's taken me a little bit. I really feel like I can get through it, and I need to get through it before I can move on and start jumping around a bit. I'm hoping to get it done in the next sprint or two. I'm actually about to leave. I'm gonna get ready to leave. I'm gonna go to the cafe, see what the situation is in there. I'm hoping it's not too busy and there's a decent seat. And I'll probably stay there for maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I think it depends on kind of what the situation is, what the vibes are. But I like to spend a chunk of time there and maybe do longer sprints while I'm there. That's what we're doing. It's about 11 right now, so I'm gonna get ready to head out, and then I'll see you in a little bit. Just kidding. Turns out brunch is not the time to go to that cafe. It was packed. It was rammed. There was technically 2 seats open, but there was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. So I do still want to try to go to that cafe, or a cafe at least, but I decided to come back because I don't have much more time left in this hour and I didn't want to miss this hour. So I'm gonna do a quick 20-minute sprint, make some food here at home, maybe do another sprint and try to go to the cafe a little bit later. It was insane. So yeah, we tried, we're back home, and we're gonna do another writing sprint. So it is 2 o'clock right now. We're about to start hour 18 of the 24-hour challenge. I'm so close to finishing this chapter. I really want to get it done during this sprint. I think I'm gonna do a 40-minute sprint. I want to go out and try the cafe again. A part of me feels like it's still just gonna be really busy, but I am gonna try again. Before I leave, I really just want to finish this chapter. I have added about 500 words so far to this chapter. I'm so close to the end. I had a lot of tweaking to do to the dialogue, to the conversation in this chapter. Mainly because I changed a few details about something. Like originally something happened one way, but now I've changed it so that it happened a different way. And so I've had to change that in this conversation that happens. But I've also just been adding a lot more because it fell a little flat for me originally. This is kind of a big moment and it didn't feel like it lived up to it. Like it didn't feel satisfying. So I've added a bit more. I still think I need to finesse and potentially add a bit more and like change things around a little bit. But I feel like I have a really good base now. It's feeling a lot better. So I'm hoping to get this done during this next sprint. I'm drinking, look at this little, look, oh my god, I can't. I'm drinking apple cider vinegar out of this little like pumpkin mug thing. It's so cute. Did I say apple cider vinegar? I'm definitely not drinking apple cider vinegar. I love apple cider, and when I went apple picking the other day with my friend, I bought a jug of it. So gotta get through it. It's 2 liters of apple cider. I'm a little less than halfway. I'm about a third, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna get started on this next sprint. See if this works. My plan, my hope, is to finish this scene, this chapter in this sprint, and then when I go to the cafe and hopefully find a seat, I'm gonna jump around and just knock out all of the other shorter chapters that I feel like will be fairly quick for me to do. I love to get 3 chapters done at least while I'm at the cafe. hopefully. Otherwise, I mean, if I don't do it at the cafe, I'll do it here, but that's what I'm hoping for. That's the plan. I finished that chapter finally. I ended up adding over 700 words to that scene. I think it still needs some tweaking, but I am so much happier with it now. It feels a lot better now. I'm gonna see if my beta readers have anything to say about it. I still feel like it could use maybe a little bit more, like a little more oomph, but for now I think we're definitely in a better place and I can move forward. I'm not feeling all that great. I'm definitely starting to get some headachy things. My lower back is on fire. It's killing me. It's definitely from all of the sitting I've been doing for the past 2 days, but we are 3/4 of the way through this challenge. I have 6 hours left. So my plan right now is to kind of do a little bit of stretching for like 10 minutes and then I'm gonna head out to the cafe. Probably write for an hour or two and then come back. I have moved on to, so I've already prepped the next chapter that I'm gonna work on. I'm skipping the next chapter chronologically. It's a pretty big chapter and I'm going to the next chapter after that, which is much shorter, and I'm gonna do a couple of the shorter ones that are gonna remain fairly short. I might add a little bit more to it, but as far as structurally and developmentally, they're pretty much staying the same. So I'm hoping to get a bunch of those done while I'm at the cafe or within the next couple of sprints at least. I'm gonna do some stretching and then I'm gonna get to some more revising. Well, if that wasn't a successful trip to the cafe, I don't know what is. I am back now. It's about 6 p.m. and I was there from about 3 to 5:30. I got 3 chapters revised, I think. 2, 3. Yeah, so when I first got there, I did a 25-minute sprint, and then I did a 1-hour sprint from 4 to 5, and then I did a half-hour sprint from 5 to 5:30. So altogether, I completed 3 chapters, which was about just under 3,000 words. Right now, I think I'm gonna work on possibly chapter 28 or 36. I don't know yet. One of those two. I'm hoping to get at least 1 more chapter done today, but I feel pretty good about the fact that I was able to get 3 chapters done there. I was able to find a good seat where I kind of felt comfortable working on my stuff. I put my headphones on, listened to my Ben playlist. It felt so good, even though physically I'm not feeling all that great. I'm feeling funky today and I got a lot of intestinal pain, unfortunately. But despite all that, I'm feeling good about the story, about this book, about my progress. I do worry because the next few days are going to be quite busy for me. I'm taking my parents to an apple orchard tomorrow, so I'll have the evening to write, which is good. But then Saturday pretty much all day and Sunday all day. It's Thanksgiving here in Canada, so there's gonna be a lot of family things. It's family time. I don't think I'll be able to get all that much Ben work done, unfortunately. I mean, I'm happy to be spending time with my family and stuff. I think that'll be a lot of fun, but I'm worried I might not quite finish in time by Tuesday. I will have all day Monday, as far as I know, unless something comes up, but I still don't know that that'll be enough time. So we'll see. I might have to extend it again another couple of days, but I'm so close. I'm so close. I think I have 7 chapters left. 7 chapters to get through. I also officially passed the 80K word mark in the manuscript, and I feel like this draft might stay under 95K, which is lovely. It might even stay around kind of the same. I mean, it should be a little bit more technically because I've added things, but I've also taken stuff out. I think if it kind of stays around 90K, that would be ideal, but anything between 85 and 95, I'll be perfectly happy. Obviously, there's still a lot of room for the word count to change, even after I finish developmental edits, like the heavy edits, because I still need to do, like, I need to go through my Control F words, my clutch words, I gotta do line editing, I gotta do all that stuff, so I'm sure that things will fluctuate. I think I'm gonna do 1 more sprint right now, and then maybe get some dinner on. It's 6. I do need to do a sprint this hour. Maybe I'll do a 25-minute one and then get some dinner ready and eat. But yeah, in general, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I still want to work on the book. Hello, it is the next day. It's actually it's the evening of the next day. I did it. I finished my 24-hour write-a-thon, revise-a-thon, and I feel really proud of myself. So really quick, as far as stats, the word count of my draft currently is 81,966 words. I managed to complete 8 chapters. I don't think I've ever revised 8 chapters in 2 days, so that's amazing. Broken down into words, that's 14,319 words revised in the 24 hours. And then as far as the actual amount of time spent working on the novel, like sprints, 12 hours and 35 minutes. I averaged about a little over 6 hours every day of dedicated, focused writing time. So overall, I would say very successful. I'm feeling really accomplished. I'm really glad that I did this. I definitely needed it. I absolutely needed to give myself a dedicated, significant amount of time to work on Ben. And it's really cool. This is my first time doing it, so I can compare going forward. If I ever do this again, I can kind of see how I work. I'd really love to try this when I'm drafting again, like when I'm zero drafting or doing a first draft. I would love to try this and see how far I get, see how much I can do. And yeah, I have 6 chapters left to revise in this draft. I am so close. I have a few chapters in those 6 chapters that are gonna need a little more elbow grease, a little more heavy lifting, but I feel like I can get it done. I can get it done really soon. I'm gonna try to do a little more work tonight and try to get as much work done as possible over the weekend. But because it is Thanksgiving and stuff here, we'll see. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm really glad that I did this because I made so much progress doing that. Like it was and it felt really good. It felt really good to focus on Ben for a significant amount of time. This definitely made me feel like I'm very capable and happy to show up for my work and my art. It felt good, so I'm really glad I tried this. I kind of want to try a read-a-thon. I feel like that would be a lot of fun as well. Maybe I'll do that like in between drafts and stuff. I think that would be really fun. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you would ever do a 24-hour read-a-thon or write-a-thon. Have you done one before? How did it go? Let me know. Let me know tips for things that I could try for next time or a different way that I can do it. I highly recommend, if you have the time and space to do something like this, absolutely do it. It makes you feel, I don't know, I just feel really good that I was able to do it. Like it made me feel really proud of myself. Definitely recommend if that's something you're able to do. And yeah, let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you're watching. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you're writing. Let me know all the things. Thank you so much for watching. And if you got to the end of this video, comment down below, stay gold, because you are golden. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.